Hello everyone, Randy here, and in today's video we're going to be adjusting the camera here I have on the front of my truck. Now I put a rear camera system in the truck here, and it came with two cameras. So I wasn't quite sure what to do with the second camera here, so I put it on the front of the truck. It's like, what do I do with the second one? So I just stuck it up front here. It's kind of nice, easy installation because the wiring's right up on this side here. So it really wasn't that hard to put in. But what I've noticed, this is actually probably the better camera of the two cameras I have here. This actually, if you notice, has little, I think they're like infrared lights here. So this has a 0 light requirement. It can see, pitch black, it can see. Whereas the camera I have on the back requires light. It doesn't have this, again, I think it's infrared or something like that. But one thing I've also noticed, this camera is completely inverted. So if you turn the monitor in the cab on, it's opposite sides, which really messes with you. So what I went ahead and did is I picked up, this is supposed to be a optional front view camera. Same brand, I believe. I think this is a Pyle camera system I put on here. So we're going to probably switch, I'm thinking I want to switch this one around to the back because I like this camera a little better. It looks like it's a little better image, especially when it's dark out. And then we're probably going to put this one in the front, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rear one yet. Probably nothing. Though I do have an idea. Maybe I'll show that to you folks here in a moment. Okay, hopefully you folks can see this okay. This is the monitor I have in the cab here, and I want to do something with this as well. If you notice, I hope I can get you folks a view here. The cord comes out of the bottom of this unit, and I've got this as close down as I can. It's really crimping hard on that cord. I want to see if I can change it so the cord comes out of the side of this unit instead of the bottom. But anyway, it's switched to the front view camera here, and it occurs to me I might have another problem here. This camera does not look like it's working properly. I don't know what's going on here, but something is definitely wrong. Oh, there it went. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, folks, but the camera just fixed itself. Something must have been, I don't know if I bumped something up front there when I was putting the LED light bar on, if I bumped the wiring for this or what was going on there, but it suddenly started working. That's kind of weird. But if you notice, I don't know if I can get you folks to shot it. No, I probably can't. You notice the tripod is on this. Let me get a good view here. You notice the tripod is on this side of the monitor. It's actually on this side of the truck in real. So the camera view is completely inverted there. So we're going to see if we can fix that. And if we switch to V1, there's the rear view camera. And like I said, when it's working, if it's going to work here, oh, there it goes. The front view camera definitely is a lot better camera. So I want to see if I can put that on the back. If it's going to work anyway, I'm a little concerned about that now. And then we're going to put the new one I got on the front. Hopefully it actually faces the right way. We'll find out or not. But I actually had one other idea here. And occasionally when you haul stuff with this truck, it's nice to be able to see what is back here without having to, rubberneck the whole time. So my idea was maybe instead of putting it up front, I should mount the camera up here somewhere. Now I haven't really planned that one out, so I'm going to go with my original plan and just switch the front camera for now. But in the future, I'm thinking maybe I'm going to mount the camera up here somewhere. That way, if I'm ever hauling something in the back of the truck here, and it's happened a couple of times where it's like, oh man, I got to rubberneck and watch what's going on behind me, make sure nothing's blown out or sliding around or something like that. And with that camera, that would actually make it really nice and easy to do so. So might look into that option. Like I said, just an option there, but we'll look into that in the future here possibly. But for now, we're going to put the front camera on. Okay, so let's see what we have in the box here first, just see what's what. I haven't actually opened this myself yet, so I don't even actually know, other than to open it up and seeing this was what's in here. So first off, I noticed we got a hole saw. I don't know what the purpose of that is. It's a pretty small hole saw, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm assuming that's the size of the camera lens, so maybe you can drill a hole through something and stick it through. Instructions, I'm assuming, don't need those. What do we got here? Oh, that is a small camera. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that small. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So there's the camera, obviously. That'll be really small and should be able to hide that fairly well on the front here. Okay, we got 3 wires. I have no idea what they are. Obviously power and video. But I don't know what these 3 are. Directions. Okay, so let's find out what do we got here. Red, white, and blue control wires. Okay, yeah. Connect. Now I should have all power down here, by the way. I'm assuming the camera that's down there right now will use all the same wiring as far as these yellow and red wire go. So I'm assuming I can just plug and play here. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, folks. We'll find out. Use the control wires. Connect the red and blue wires. Connect the red and blue wires. So red and I don't have any red blue wires. I got black, white, and blue. What the? Oh, this ought to be fun, folks. This will be fun. We can just, can start connecting wires together. There's only 3 of them, right? What can happen? Connect the red and white to show distance lines. It doesn't say, well, what about the blue one and the black one? And I'm assuming when it says connect them, does it just mean connect them together? Okay, well, I guess we'll have to figure that out. That doesn't help a whole lot. There is, okay, here's the power wire. Again, like I said, this should already be down there, so I don't need that. And then here's a long video cable. I think somewhere on here it's like 17 feet, I'd like to say, or something like that. Yeah, 17-foot cable here. What else do we got? Looks like some sort of adapter. I'm guessing that fits in there maybe, or something. Don't know. Stuff I probably won't plan on using because I just plan on mounting this straight underneath, kind of like the current one is. And then hopefully I can just plug and play, and I'll have to figure out what, like the directions were saying. I want to reverse the image, which maybe I can do this with my current camera. I don't know. Maybe I can do that. I'll have to look into that maybe. I don't think so because it doesn't say nothing with this one on the front camera. Anyway, let's get started, and we'll figure this out hopefully. Okay, so we're going to get the old camera off of here. I crawled under there and I didn't disconnect the wire, and I unzip tied the wiring so we can hopefully pull it all out here without having to crawl under there. And this camera, by the way, has the same mounting pattern as the rear one, so if this works, it should be just a simple mount up and we're done. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, I must be missing a nut yet, it looks like. Not sure where it went, but okay. So there's our wiring here, quite the taped up mess. I'm not quite sure what's all going on in that bundle there. Oh, you know what? I think that's all the power wires. I just got them tied up right there and connected. So like I said, hopefully this will be as simple as just, there's the red power, there's the yellow video. Unplug, plug the new one in. Figure out how we're going to mount it yet. Not entirely sure. I might mount it underneath right here. If those screws are big enough, which they might not be. Okay, who put all this tape on here? This is ridiculous. There we go. I don't know if I have any heat shrink tubes big enough, so I think that's why I just taped it here. Otherwise, ideally, you'd heat shrink tube this. Okay, there we go. Unplug that. Unplug that. There we go. So there's the old camera. I do notice one thing, it's got a funny spot in the lens, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But then we should just be able to plug this into here, that into there, and it should work. And now we just kind of have to figure out, I guess, like I said, my understanding, we got to connect a couple of these wires together, but I don't know which one. It says red. To reverse the image, the red and the blue. Well, I got a blue one, but I don't have a red one. Gotta love directions, folks. So, and you wonder why we just throw them away. Okay, so I'm gonna figure this out here, which wire we gotta connect, and I'll be back. Okay, so looking at my mounting options here, I think I'm actually gonna go with a hole saw. I'm just gonna put a hole in the plastic here, and what I figured out, you screw the end of this off, and then this other adapter thing basically screws on there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll just kind of estimate the middle here. This is either the dullest hole saw I've ever used or I'm doing something wrong. That's fine, we'll just drop it off that side then. Okay. Now, one thing I really wish they would have done here, they don't have top or bottom marks, so I mean, what's to prevent me from, really messing with the image here? Okay, so I'm assuming we just kind of bend these out just a little bit here. And we just screw that in. Aside from those two holes that were previously there, that actually looks pretty good in my opinion. Okay, so now, again, I just got to figure out what wire. I wonder if it means I need to connect it to a power wire here, because there's no red wires on here, period. See that? Red. They're all black. And then there's a black one, a blue one, and a white one. Could be, it means I need to connect it to one of the red power wires. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and figure that out here in a moment, and we'll be back. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you can see the monitor in the truck there. You can see we got the image hooked up, and it was the black and the blue wire, not the red and the black like the instructions say, that I connected together. And you'll notice the image is flipped as opposed to the way I'm standing here, which means when I turn the camera around, it should be the right way. So I think we got this solved. I now just need to finalize the wire in here. Probably find a little bit better way to connect the black and the blue together. I just got them twisted together at the moment, so we'll get that solved, and I think we're about done here. And then we'll move on to the back and probably put this other camera back on the back of the truck. Okay, so we're gonna get this tied up here. I decided I'm just gonna go with a wire nut. I've got a waterproof wire nut here. So we're just gonna bare these wires a little bit more here. The white one, crimp it off, I guess, or something. And unfortunately, I don't have waterproof connectors or heat shrink tubes big enough for these, so I'm just going to tape them up again like I did last time. These are pretty small wires here, by the way. Okay, there we go. That's twisted on. And I think we'll just cut the end of this off, call it good. The white wire, by the way, I did test this. The white wire turns off the line markers. So if you don't want the line markers on, you connect this one. So you connect all three of them. The blue and the black reverse the image, so basically mirror the image, flip it around. And then the white one here with the black one will turn the distant markers off. So kind of your preference there. And if you want all three, connect all three together. It'll mirror the image and turn the distant markers off. I was debating about connecting this one, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave it connected. I don't know that really matters. So, connect that up. Connect that up. And the image should reappear. There we go. Yes, we got an image again. And then I'm just going to tape this all back up here again. And it is cold out here, but we got the trusty old electrical tape. Kind of had it in my pocket, so hopefully it's somewhat warm. Otherwise, cold electrical tape, for those of you who've ever used that, doesn't work so good. So I'm just going to disconnect that for the moment. And we'll do the power here. And not sure what I'm going to do with this. I don't want this just flopping around because that's not going to be good. So I think maybe we'll just put some quick tape around this here as well. Just kind of hold everything straight here. Or as straight as I can get it anyway. And like I was saying, I'm probably going to look into maybe putting the camera up behind the cab there. That seems like a good place to put it. Like I said, when I initially installed this, I really wasn't sure what to do with the second camera. It's like, okay, well, I'll just put it on the front, I guess. Okay, that looks like one terrible tape job. I'll crawl back under there, get that zip tied up, and then we'll probably move on to the rear. And again, should be pretty much the same process. We're just going to take the rear one off, connect this one on, hopefully. Okay, folks, I got the wiring pulled out and undone under here. I've got the old camera off. One thing I do like about this old one, this one actually has a metal frame on it, whereas this one is just all plastic here. But hopefully, like I said, I do like the camera on this one a little better. So again, it should be just a simple plug and play. And I'm going to give it a quick try here before I actually fasten it on there, and we'll make sure this works here. There we go, just set it on there like that. Now with the back camera here, there's one extra wire, and that goes up to the tail light. So basically it can tell when the truck is in reverse, and then it turns this camera and monitor on. So let me check this a minute, and then we'll get it fastened up. Okay, looks like that is working, so we'll go ahead and fasten that down, and then I think we can pretty much call this job a wrap yet, for the exception of I am going to see once if I can get this cord fixed yet. So don't know if I'll record that part or not because it's a little bit dark inside the cab here. I don't know if folks will be able to see anything or not, but get the camera there fastened back on by the license plate, and we should be good to go. Okay folks, so I got the monitor out, and I got the back screws taken off here. It looks like this is going to be a relatively simple job. We're just going to drill a hole, however big this hole is, right on here. And if you look, it's pretty much just empty space here. So as opposed to the wiring coming out the bottom, I'm going to have it come out, yeah, it should be this side. So we'll just make sure we miss that hole, the screw hole here. Drill up in here somewhere. And like I said, just drill the same size hole. Wire's going to come out there, so I can set the monitor down nice and level. You can see I do have a pretty good kink in the wire there. That's what I want to try to avoid. So I'm going to go drill this a minute, and then we're basically going to put it back together. And one other thing I want to change too, you can see I got the dash cover off here. This wire is the wire for the monitor here, and it runs across the top of the radio. And I noticed when I had the radio on, if I back up at the same time, you get an awful lot of interference on this screen. So I'm actually going to, I think it comes up this side and across the top of the radio. I'm going to see if I can bring it up this side and try to avoid the radio, or at least as much as possible anyway. So we're going to make that happen here in a moment. Okay, and with a quick and simple drill, it's now coming out the side as opposed to the bottom. We got an extra hole in the bottom, of course, but that won't be a problem. Now when I mount it on the stand here, then it'll go on the stand. There we go. Obviously I could probably mount it a little lower yet, but I think that'll work pretty good for getting up over the dash here. So now it's nice and low, and I don't have that nasty kink that was in the core. Now it comes out nice and straight. Also off camera there, I went ahead and routed the wire. It now comes along the bottom here and comes up alongside the radio. Hopefully that'll work a little bit better. And then I don't know if you folks could see this in the last video, for those of you who watched the LED light bar installation. Hopefully I can show that to you here. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. There's the two switches that control the lights. First one there is the fog, and the next one here is the LED light bar, and that's just the wiring back behind there. So okay, I'm going to get this all tidied up here. We're going to get it all put back together, and I think we're done with this project. So with that, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.